So it's official, it's £100 to fill up an ordinary family saloon car, and that's with unleaded. Oh, if it's diesel, it's now 115 quid, and it's going through the roof almost on a daily basis. Here's the funny thing, the price of oil isn't moving, yet the prices are rocketing. So what's going on? I've got to the bottom of it. Okay, we used to refine in this country the petrol and diesel that we used. But then we decided we wanted to make electricity as expensive as possible, 25% more expensive, as we loaded on sociable and green obligations. So to refine takes a lot of electricity, and guess what? Our prices are higher than virtually everywhere else. We've now had a collapse in the amount of diesel that we refine in this country. Some of our refineries are closed, others are working at very, very, very well below capacity. So I wonder whether you can guess where over a third of our diesel is now refined. Have a little think. Yes, it's Russia. And we want to put sanctions on Russia, of course. And so they're now busy selling more of their diesel to other parts of the world. So what you've got is a disconnect between the actual price of oil and the price we're paying at the pumps. It isn't that the petrol retailers are having us over, maybe one or two are, but in general, that's not the problem. It is because we want to go green. Yes, you see, if we don't produce, if we don't refine, if we don't have heavy industry in Britain, it means our CO2 output goes down, which means, of course, that we're going to save the world. Well, that's what Carrie Johnson thinks, and that's what the Goldsmiths think, and that's what the Richmond Greens think. But, you know, it's very simple. Go green, go poor. Go green without a longer term security policy, and you risk the fate of the nation. And now every single one of you is paying the price for this folly and this stupidity. And secondly, of course, we are paying more tax on our fuel, both unleaded and diesel, than any other comparable country by far. They've made whopping great big cuts in fuel duty in Ireland, across Europe. Ours was a piddling 5p, which of course was more than overtaken by VAT, because the higher the price of the product, the higher the VAT take is for the government. So there are two things that need to happen damn quick. One is a proper cut in fuel duty. I'm talking 30 pence, 40 pence, something that will actually genuinely help people go about their lives, whether it's going to work or, frankly, going to the hospital for treatment. That's the first thing that has to be done. And the second thing that has to be done is we have to make sure that electricity for our refiners, our engineers, our manufacturers is at a competitive price, not a absolutely fatally inflated price. There is no point offshoring, manufacturing, refining, steel making, whatever it is, and then importing the goods back here. It doesn't reduce CO2. Maybe it does for us, but globally, it actually puts it up. Two things government needs to do. I have a horrible feeling, a really horrible feeling, that we're not at the end of this energy shock. Once every 20 years or so, we have a bit of a commodity super cycle. I sense we're in it now, and there's always an event that triggers it. You know, it was a war back in the 70s, and it's kind of a war now that's helped to do it. But this is not going to get any better, and government better act pretty damn quickly. And longer term, as I say, let's get refining back in this country. Let's stop being reliant on other countries, such as Russia.